Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is March 18th, 2021. Okay, today you will have a do now. It is based on the word disturb. Okay, so it disturbs me when people blank. Okay, it disturbs me when people chew with their mouth open and then try to talk to me. Okay, that's a disturbing thing when you're getting like seafood all over you because they're chewing it up and talking to you, and it's kind of disturbing, right? Okay, so I know that there's some things there that disturb you. I want you to fill that in. That will be your do now. Okay. All right, perfect. Let's take a look. So yesterday, I thought that was kind of an interesting article that we read. That informational text about the author Shirley Jackson. It kind of gave us a better insight into what she read, or why she wrote the lottery. When she wrote the lottery, we learned that it was based after a war, and she came from a small town. It makes me wonder if she felt like people were being rude to each other when they didn't need to be rude to each other, and maybe people were just letting it happen and nobody would speak up. It kind of helped me to get some more positive out of that story, as far as thinking about my own behavior, things like that. So today, this is from the biography of a story by Shirley Jackson. Okay, so we have these vocab words. So basically, we have base. Let's see here. Okay, to create something using an existing idea. Okay, so to base something on something else, you're creating something using an existing idea. Okay, on what book or story that you've read would you base a movie? Okay, all right, that's a great example. One book I've read that I would base a movie on is blank. Okay, so a book that you've read that you would base a movie on. I'm trying to think of a book that I've read that I would base a movie on. Cannery Row by John Steinbeck. I just looked back to my books here. Cannery Row. That's one of my. That's a fun one to read, and I think it would make a great movie. Okay. All right. So you guys will fill that part in. Okay. Now we have the word current. Happening now or in the present time. Okay, so current, happening now or in the present time. What's a good way to keep up with current events? A good way to keep up with current events is to blank. Okay, you guys get that filled in. Okay, now we're going to go through 2 pages today. Okay, we've got so you're gonna read this. Look for this as you're reading. Why did many New Yorker readers write to Shirley Jackson? Okay. Why does Shirley Jackson say she would give up writing if the letters represented a cross-section of the reading public? Okay. Jackson says she would give up writing because she blank. If you had been a reader of the New Yorker in 1948, would you have thought the lottery was a true story? Hold on. This better be recording. Guys, I was all goofed up. I didn't think that it was recording, but it is. Okay, so this next part, if you had been a reader of the New Yorker in 1948, would you have thought the lottery was a true story? Why or why not? I would have thought it was true because blank. I would not have because blank. Okay. All right, let's jump back here to the story. Okay, Shirley Jackson's short story, The Lottery, was published in the New Yorker magazine on June 26, 1948. When it ran, the magazine did not say whether the story was a work of fiction or nonfiction. Readers were confused. Was the story about a real event? They wrote to Jackson demanding an explanation. In a lecture titled The Biography of a Story, Jackson shared excerpts from some of the letters. Here's what Jackson had to say. People at first were not so much concerned with what the story meant. What they wanted to know was where these lotteries were held and whether they could go there and watch. Listen to these quotations. Let's see. Where in heaven's name does there exist such barbarity as described in the story? That came out of Oregon. Do such tribunal rituals still exist, and if so, where? Although we recognize the story to be fiction, is it possible that it is based on fact? I am interested in learning if there is any particular source or group of sources of fact or legend on which and from which the story is based. This story has caused me to be particularly disturbed by my lack of knowledge of such rites or lotteries in the United States. Okay, now this is back to what, oh no. It seems like I remember reading somewhere a long time ago that was the custom in a certain part of France from some time ago. However, I have never heard of it being practiced here in the United States. However, would you please inform me where you got your information and whether or not anything of this nature has been perpetrated in modern times? Okay. Are you describing a current custom? So, what was Jackson's reaction to the letters? If I thought this was a valid cross-section of the reading public, she said, I would give up. Okay, so what do you think she means by that? A valid cross-section of the reading public. Okay, so I think that she is thinking, if people are like really believing this, then I don't want to write anymore. Okay, if like this is the majority of people that believe what she has written is like all true, then she was like, I don't even want to write anymore. Okay, because she hopes that most people would recognize that, hey, this is not what we're doing. But she said she would give that up. So that is one of your answers over here. Okay, I want you guys to get this filled in. Why did many New Yorker readers write to Shirley Jackson? Okay, why does Shirley Jackson say she would give up writing if the letters represented a cross-section of the reading public? You can find that right here. Okay. If you had been a reader of the New Yorker in 1948, would you have thought the lottery was a true story? Why or why not? Okay. Do you think you would have thought it was true, or do you think you would not have thought it was true? Okay, we're going to stop right there. Get that turned in. You guys will also need to turn in your reading log. So let's do independent reading before we do student application. All right, guys, thanks so much. Have an awesome day.